Hey y'all, what's up? This your boy P Nut coming at you with another reaction. And before we get into this, welcome to the P Nut Gallery, y'all. And today we'll be reacting to some of a recent video from Cage the Don when Pain retired Kakashi by beating him into the grave. Enough talk, let's get into this.
Okay, so boom, the scene kicks off with Aruka Sensei running in to save this no-name hidden leaf ninja. He picks him up to save him from being buried alive under the rubble caused by this explosion. Then he proceeds to ask him if he's okay. And just like that, I found the first thing that pissed me off. Because why even bother asking that question? We can all clearly see that man is off 4 bottles of NyQuil. He is out like a light. Before Aruka can take him to safety, Pain pops up out of nowhere and immediately begins to press Aruka Sensei. He talking about something. Tell me where the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki is, or I will kill you. And I just know Aruka was pooping his pants after that. Shoot, I was even scared for him. The minute Pain pulled up, I was screaming at the screen telling him to run. Yeah, I know you had your cute moments with Naruto back in the day, showing him what it means for someone to really have your back. And for that, you will always have a special place in my heart. But this is Shippuden now. You cannot hang. Pain whips out his blade, threatening to put it through his chest if he doesn't give him what he wants. But Aruka Sensei's dumb yet loyal self decides to stay loyal to the leaf by refusing to give Pain any information. Pain's trigger-happy tendencies begin to kick in, so he doesn't even bother asking him again. He immediately cocks back that rod and aims it straight at Aruka. But right before the rod could make contact, Kakashi hits us with a low-key bullet and grabs Pain's rod. Yes, sir! We got a real ninja on the scene now. Even got the Sharingan on full display. One thing about that man Kakashi, he's gonna throw hands with anybody no matter what. He don't care if you got a Rinnegan, he not backing down for anything. Mr. Musty Man stands on straight business. Kakashi tells Aruka to get the injured man some help. Then he hits that cliche superhero line talking about some leave this to me. Nigga, you are not an Avenger. Pain then asks Kakashi to tell him where the Nine-Tails is, but of course, his lips are sealed. He's not telling him a damn thing. After refusing to give Pain information, he then starts lecturing Pain about how the people of this village aren't rats and how there's not a single person here that would ever sell out a comrade. But like Playboy Cardi announcing a release date for his music, I knew that was a lie. Dante's snake ass came from this village. Orochimaru's snake ass came from this village. Obito came from this village. Do I need to say more? You do not know these ninjas for real. Out here speaking for everyone. 40% of these ninjas might even sell you out for a free bowl of ramen. Y'all are not all built the same. Pain's done with all the talking, so he raises his
matches sold out over food? That's horrible way to go out.
Leg and sends his foot straight at Kakashi's head. But Kakashi manages to dodge it, then proceeds to boot up a mud wall. Pain then gives the mud wall the same side as me, because what the hell is it supposed to do? But of course I let the chef cook. Pain whips out another long rod and stabs Kakashi in his shoulder. So Kakashi retaliates by booting up his Chidori. As he aims it at Pain's head, Kakashi starts tweaking out a little and ultimately misses his target. It turns out Pain's rods are able to transmit his chakra into Kakashi's body, which allows him to disrupt his chakra and his movements. Now this explains the brain aneurysm Kakashi had mid-swing. But hey, hold on. Look at how Pain got his neck tilted to the side, though. That man looks possessed. And keep the eyes too. Oh, nah. Kakashi then pulls the rod out and jumps back. And Pain proceeds to ask him again where Naruto is at. But instead of giving him an answer, Kakashi boots up a Chidori and charges straight at Pain. But as soon as he gets too close, Pain hits him with that intense Rinnegan stare, which sends Kakashi flying while also destroying the mud wall. The camera then cuts to Choji and his dad seeing the giant explosion, and they're immediately on go. They wasted no time heading to go help Kakashi. Those are some real ninjas right there. Even the no-name ninjas are eager to help, knowing they're gonna get clapped. That is true camaraderie. We cut back to the battlefield surrounded by all this rubble, and we witnessed the cameraman almost lose his jaw. This nigga almost skipped over him, then tried to cover it up by whipping back to him real quick.
Right, we saw you try to skip it. Come on.
Kakashi pops up out the rubble, still shaking up from that blow, but he knows he's gotta wrap this up quick, so he charges up another lightning style jutsu. But this time, it's a long-range attack. The lightning dog sprints towards Pain, but of course, he repels that too. Now that Kakashi knows Pain can repel ninjutsu and taijutsu, he begins to plot his next move. But before he could even commence his attack, Baldy Pain comes crashing down behind him and sends a bunch of missiles at Kakashi. See, this is another reason why I hate this man. Stay jumping, people, just run the ones. The missiles finally reach Kakashi and cause a huge explosion. And at first glance, it looks like the missiles turn Kakashi into dust. But right as Baldy Pain retracts his hand, Kakashi pops up right behind him, ready to take his head off with his lightning blade. He proceeds to swing the blade at Baldy's head, but without even looking at Kakashi, he weaves his attack.
Damn.
You idiot! Seeing Kakashi have to go through the same learning curve Jiraiya went through had me yelling at the top of my lungs.
Terrible,
Cannot sneak up on him while the other pains are watching. They're visually linked. Pause, old dad should have been here to tell you this already. Think, Kakashi, think. Pain's not even giving Kakashi a chance to make a plan because he immediately goes on offense. Baldy Pain proceeds to grow two other faces, then he rips off his robe, revealing his demonic scorpion build. What am I even looking at right now? This nigga was ugly before the transformation, but this is a different level. Hey, whatever drugs Kishimoto was taking the day he designed this beast needs to be banned across the globe. After flexing that crazy build for a little longer, the Diva Path hits Kakashi with that universal pull. But for some reason, it took a little while to reach full strength. That junk barely moved Kakashi at first. Had that man hitting the hokey pokey. You put your right foot in, you put your right foot out, you put your left foot in, and you shake it all about. But after he finishes this little dance, the real strength kicks in, and now he's zooming towards Pain. Right before he reaches the blade, a light bulb in Kakashi's head turns on, so he pulls out his chain and throws it perfectly around a rock. This prevented him from getting any closer, and now Kakashi's just holding on to the chain, praying that backup comes soon. But unfortunately, Pain wasted no time crushing Kakashi's hopes by increasing the strength of the pull. Kakashi's only able to hold on for a few more seconds before eventually letting go of the chain and getting his chest carved in like a pumpkin. Pain really thought he had him for a second, and so did I. But all of a sudden, Kakashi's body turns into lightning and disappears. Let's go! Not gonna lie, y'all might have had me in the first half. Kishimoto had approximately 4 more seconds to reveal that it wasn't actually Kakashi who got his chest carved in like that, because I promise you I would have dropped in my TV and never turned on this show again. But thankfully, he didn't drag it out too long. The lightning shadow clone quickly dissolves and electrocutes Baldy Pain in the process, leaving him stuck. Before Pain could even fully process what just happened, Choza and Choji finally pull up and crash their big ass fists into the ground to crush both the Pain. That's what I'm talking about. Reinforcements have finally arrived, and just in time too, because Kakashi was about to get deep fried. No Popeyes. But speaking of, why did they take so long? The explosion didn't look that far from this angle, and on top of that, you guys could have just catapulted yourself there with your giant arms. So make it make sense. There is only one plausible reason as to why you're this late. Y'all stopped for food on the way there, didn't you? Don't lie. Hey, I get it. I got big nigga tendencies too. Baldy Pain ends up getting squashed like a bug by Choji and his dad, but unfortunately for them, the Diva Path was able to jump out the way in time. Kakashi then comes out of his hiding spot to join the others, and that's when Pain comes to the realization that he's been fighting a shadow clone ever since he popped out the rubble. Kakashi's intent the whole time was only to gain information on Pain's abilities. Now, as wise as this high IQ play was, I hesitated to give him props after hearing him confess to Choji that the lightning shadow clone alone exhausted half of his chakra. You telling me these little baby combos in that mud wall got you gassed like that? See, this is why the Uzumaki clan is underrated. Them niggas got crazy amount of chakra reserve. That's why Sasuke was able to keep sucking on Karin like a jawbreaker. And it's also why Naruto's able to pop out Naruto clones at the same rate Youngboy pops out garbage music. Kakashi then tries to explain Pain's abilities to them, but before he can even say a word, Pain charges straight towards them. So in retaliation, all of Choja's people immediately get to work. This ninja throws a sight. This ninja boots up a giant fist. This ninja uses that Danzo special hot breath jutsu. And this ninja whips out, What is that? Nigga, is this a Beyblade launcher? He got the ripcord and everything. Peep the form. This man is in the wrong show. Nonetheless, all their attacks go flying into Pain's direction. But of course, before they could even make a scratch, he hits them all with that nasty almighty push. Of course. Choji then unknowingly capitalizes off the 5-second reboot period that Pain has to take before using his jutsu again by throwing 3 kunais at his face. But Pain weaves all 3. Kakashi knows they're getting worked right now, so in order to give them the opportunity to regroup, he tries to catch Pain off guard with a kunai of his own. But as soon as Pain repels, the yellow ball he attached to it blows a whole bunch of smoke in Pain's face, blocking his line of sight. We then see Kakashi, Choji, and Choja hiding behind this slab of concrete, trying to figure out what to do next. But before I break down what was said, I gotta bring attention to Choji, because off the rip, when the camera panned to them hiding, the first thing we see is this man breathing hard as hell. He talking about some... Brother, are you okay? Someone get this man his puffer. Breathing mad aggressive. I tried to give this man the benefit of the doubt by saying he was getting active on the battlefield. They're fighting an S-tier villain. It's okay to be a little out of breath. But then I really tallied up everything he did so far. This nigga threw a punch and 3 kunais, and is out here breathing like he ran a 15K marathon. There are no excuses. And you can't even say I'm unnecessarily on his meat, because Kakashi been in the field with Pain longer than him, and he had that musty mask on. So really, he should be breathing heavy. Nah, Kishimoto knew what he was doing. Kakashi Kakashi finally gets to break down Pain's abilities while also explaining the interval of time he needs before he can activate his next jutsu. Choji then asks Kakashi how the hell they're gonna defeat him if they can't get close to him, not to mention the fact that he took out all of their men, and that's when we see all the bodies of the no-name ninjas laying around. Now, I don't know if this was supposed to tug on some heartstrings, but I couldn't hold back my laugh. Look at how they got this nigga's body laid out, how they did him dirty. But you know what? I won't clown him too much because he gave it everything he got, I guess. All I know is I wouldn't let that shit happen to me, though. Kakashi finally comes up with a plan, so they waste no time putting it into action. As Pain continues to search for them, stepping in style with his fresh black pedicure, he takes a step and out of nowhere, Kakashi pops up through the ground with his kunai gunning right towards Pain's head. But as expected, Pain hits Kakashi with that almighty push, just in time sending Kakashi bouncing across the ground. Pain quickly walks up to Kakashi to finish the job, saying that he gotta finish him just so he won't become a nuisance later, but right before he could put the blade through his chest, Choji and his dad hit Pain with that double human boulder, crushing Pain for good.
There you go, teamwork.
Yeah. Sit down. The camera zooms in and we see that Pain managed to put both of his hands up just in time to stop them from squashing him. Then he proceeds to hit them with that almighty push. But surprisingly, that was all part of the plan. Because as soon as Choji and his dad go flying in the opposite direction, a chain pops out the ground and restrains the Diva Path for good. It turns out, while Kakashi was underground, he hid the chains down there in anticipation of that almighty push counter. Pain comes to this conclusion as well, but it's too late. Because before he can even say a word, Kakashi got his Chidori booted up, aimed right at his chest. Now, from the looks of it, Pain is cooked. He got the kinky BDSM chains holding him in place, with the Chidori right in front of him, ready to turn him into a donut. But right as Kakashi's lightning blade makes contact, we see that Baldy Pain somehow managed to get himself in between Kakashi and Pain. Oh my god! These niggas are like roaches, they won't die! This man never wants to run a fair 1v1. He always needs help. He's sorry. Now, am I contradicting myself considering the fact that Kakashi just got help from Choji and his dad? Yes, but that's besides the point. Pain inevitably activates his almighty push, but this time the explosion was so disgusting they had to hit us with a white screen. The camera then pans onto Kakashi, and the first thing we see is this man leaking from his face. That explosion got this man wedged in between the rubble, unable to move, with his leaf headband nowhere to be found. Pain approaches him and puts his guard completely down now because he knows Kakashi is finished. Kakashi then looks to his right and sees all 18,040 pounds of Choji and his dad laid out on the ground. After the shadow clone stunt Kakashi pulled, Pain's determined to make sure he gets the job done for real this time. And that is when we see Pain begin to wiggle out a nail and aim it right at Kakashi's head. Now, when I tell you, my jaw was dragging on the floor while seeing him wiggle out that nail. With zero hesitation, Pain proceeds to aim that nail at Kakashi's head and hit him with the headshot of death. No word of a lie. This almost brought me to tears. Seeing Kakashi's head jerk back like that had me torn, heartbroken even. One of my goats were dead, and there was nothing I could do to fix it. How will I ever recover? The only thing that would make me feel better is if you liked and subscribe. Yeah, that would help a lot. A G-Wagon would also help, but if that's doing too much, I'll just take the like and subscribe. Then see Pain take off, and right as he leaves, Choji regains consciousness and sees his dad and Kakashi both deceased. He's over there crying, mourning the loss of his dad, but out of nowhere, we hear Kakashi say, "Cry later, Choji." The camera then pans to Kakashi, and we see that he's somehow still alive. I can't tell you how happy I was to hear that man's voice. I felt elated. I felt spectacular. I could finally breathe again. But not only was I surprised that he was alive, the nigga was somehow still speaking in full sentences, talking about something. "You must report Pain's abilities to Lady Tsunade." Choji is still in shock, so he doesn't move immediately. But once he sees that Baldy Pain is still alive, he happily takes Kakashi's advice and turns on the jets. Baldy Pain heard Kakashi telling Choji to bring back intel to Tsunade. So to ensure that doesn't happen, he boots up a missile and sends it in Choji's direction. So Choji begins to run from the missile as fast as he can with impeccable form, high knees and all. Now, I know this is a show where almost anything is possible. We got Sharingans, we got people coming back to life, but this is where I draw the line. That nigga should not, under any circumstances, be able to outrun a missile. Cut it out right now. Kakashi knows that eventually the missile will catch up to him, so he activates one of the most busted jutsus of all time, and Kamui's the whole missile, allowing Choji to get away. Hey, hold on. It all makes sense now. When Pain sent that nail in Kakashi's direction, he Kamui the nail just in time before it could even hit him, convincing Pain that it really did. Now, call me
That's
Kendrick
great
Lamar
acting.
because I'm the Kamui
Great.
and the Izanagi's biggest hater. Those broken ass YouTubes, they don't make sense. But you know what? It saved Kakashi's life, so I'ma have to let it slide. I
Right.
even gotta clap it up for Kakashi. That was A-tier acting right there. Someone give that man an Oscar. The way he threw his head
That
back
was
had me convinced that
crazy.
he actually got hit.
That
That is
was
some high-level
wild.
GOAT
Yup.
stuff right there. But just when I thought Kakashi was in the clear, Kakashi says, well, it seems like this is it for me too, Obito. Right. And then we get hit with a montage of old memories. Surprisingly enough, even after the flashbacks, I still had faith that someone would come and save him in time. It was only when I seen him sit down next to his father in front of a fire that I knew he was actually gone. And to make sure the
GG.
knuckleheads such as myself knew for sure that he was dead, we see Katsuyu pronounce him dead at the scene. Now, I'm not gonna lie, after this whole fight, I had a well-worded, respectful email carefully typed up in my draft to send Kishimoto. Who the hell do you think you are killing off two of my favorite characters? You're gonna have to see me. I'll buy my plane ticket to Japan today. But in that moment, something told me to let it rock for a few more episodes. And as we all know, the get back was delicious.
Yes, sir. That get back was legendary. Naruto handled his business against the Pain, boy, for sure. Shout out to Cage the Don, man. Always dropping bangers. Make sure y'all follow him on his channel. That's by Ratchet when Pain retired Kakashi by beating him into the grave. And before I end this, thank y'all so much for supporting the channel. Appreciate it, man. Hope everybody has a blessed day. I'm out. One love. Yeet.